Melinda French Gates has broken her silence on her billionaire ex-husband, Bill, being named in latest documents related to convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. In an interview on NPR's Wild Card podcast, Melinda Gates called the revelation personally hard, as it brought back memories of very painful times in her marriage to Microsoft co-founder Bill. For me, it's personally hard whenever those details come up, right? Because it brings back memories of some very, very painful times in my marriage. Whatever questions remain there of what, I can't even begin to know all of it, those questions are for those people and for even my ex-husband. They need to answer to those things, not me. I'm able to take my own sadness and look at those young girls and say, my God, how did that happen to those girls? At least for me, I've been able to move on in life, and I hope there's some justice for those now women. In the newly released documents of Epstein files released by the Department of Justice, an email mentioned Bill Gates. Screenshots of alleged 2013 self-emails attributed to Epstein claimed Bill Gates contracted a sexually transmitted disease from Russian girls and asked for antibiotics to secretly give it to his then-wife, Melinda. Gates had called Epstein emails as false and denied any wrongdoing during an interview with an Australian channel.
Yeah, I met Jeffrey in 2011. The focus was always, he knew a lot of very rich people, and he was saying he could get them to give money to global health. You know, in retrospect, that was a dead end, and I was foolish to spend time with him. I was one of many people who regret ever knowing him. No, apparently Jeffrey wrote an email to himself. That email was never sent. The email is, false. So I don't know what his thinking was there. It just reminds me, every minute I spent with him, I regret and I, apologize that I did that. It's factually true that I was only at dinners. I never went to the island. I never met any women. And so, the more that comes out, the more clear it'll be that although the time was a mistake, it had nothing to do with that kind of behavior.
Do you think your critics will be satisfied with?
Well, they should be, because it looked like this guy Wolf, who's a writer, was conspiring with Epstein to do harm to me. And I didn't see it myself, but I was told by some very important people that not only does it absolve me, it's the opposite of what people were hoping, the radical left. That Wolf, who's a third-rate writer, was conspiring with Jeffrey Epstein to hurt me, politically or otherwise. And that came through loud and clear. So we'll probably sue Wolf on that. And maybe the Epstein estate, I guess. I don't know. But we're going to certainly sue.
You want to sue the Epstein estate?
Well, you may. I guess so, because he was conspiring with Wolf to do harm to me politically. That's not a friend.
U.S. President Donald Trump broke silence on the explosive fallout from the latest release of Jeffrey Epstein files, claiming that the more than 3 million pages do not implicate him, but instead clear his name. Trump alleged that writer Michael Wolff conspired with Jeffrey Epstein to politically damage him, calling Wolff a third-rate writer and accusing him of coordinated harm. Trump went further, saying legal action is likely and that lawsuits against Wolff and possibly others are being considered. On Friday, the U.S. Justice Department released more Epstein-related documents, including 2,000 videos and nearly 180,000 images now placed into the public domain. The files contain emails, reports, photographs, and unverified claims involving some of the world's most powerful figures, from politicians and billionaires to filmmakers and celebrities. Among those newly appearing in the documents, filmmaker Brett Ratner, seen in photos with Epstein and 2 women. Ratner directed the documentary Melania, released just days ago. His production company has not yet responded to requests for comment. Another revelation names filmmaker Mira Nair, mother of New York City Mayor Zoran Mamdani, as an attendee at a 2009 after-party hosted at Ghislaine Maxwell's townhouse, an event also attended by Bill Clinton and Jeff Bezos, according to a contemporaneous email included in the files. The documents also contain unverified FBI reports alleging that Trump was compromised by Israel, citing the influence of his son-in-law Jared Kushner, claims the president has repeatedly denied. Separate files revisit questions around Kushner's business dealings, Russian-linked investments, and past real estate transactions flagged by confidential sources as raising red flags. Epstein's longtime lawyer Alan Dershowitz is also named in the documents, with allegations claiming intelligence influence, allegations Dershowitz has strongly denied in the past. Meanwhile, tech billionaire Bill Gates has firmly rejected claims found in draft emails written by Epstein himself, emails that were never sent, calling the allegations absolutely absurd and completely false. The Justice Department has warned that being named in the files does not imply wrongdoing, and that many claims are unverified, sensational, or submitted by unreliable sources. Yet the scale of the release and the number of powerful names involved is reigniting global scrutiny over who knew what and when. As legal threats, political accusations, and unanswered questions swirl, one thing is clear: the Epstein files are far from finished shaking Washington.
Times of India videos, your daily dose of India and the world. Global news, different views, and sharp analysis.
Pressure of expectation from your fans, your supporters.
That is often served as a backdrop for several Bollywood.
You're not a brute majority anymore if you individually take out their right.
Making sense of global conflicts. Tracking the new emerging world order.
Strike on Israeli military bases.
A multi-pronged.
To stay out of harm's way as Israel started bombing targets across.
Understanding changing alliances in a polarized world. Tune into TOI videos for all this and more. Click on the bell icon to subscribe and never miss an update.